Welcome to this week's edition of Fun Activities in 5, where we are taking an activity that you may have heard of, may need a reminder of, and going over it in 5 minutes or less so that you can use it in your classroom this week. This week I am talking about a routine about weekend chat. Now, there are tons of resources out there that you can find on TPT and blogs and in the world for weekend chat. I'm going to talk to you about the 2 ways that I do it and what I do in my classroom when I do weekend chat. Number 1, when I am doing weekend chat, I'm doing it at all my levels. And I'm not really changing how I do it in any of those levels. I am changing what I have students do and produce for me as an accountability piece for it, but I'm not really changing the activity itself. My students are going to see this slide. It has our question, ¿A dónde fuiste? And it has their sentence stem prompt to start them off with an answer, yo fui, and it's got some common answer options for places that students could go. Now, I build this slide based on my students and their preferences that year of where they typically go on the weekend. And we go around and I have however many volunteers I'm feeling like that day answer and engage with this question. Now, in level 1, we pretty much leave it at, where did you go? I went to the restaurant. What was it called? Oh, Chipotle. Excellent. Did anybody go to Chipotle? Who likes Chipotle? What do you eat at Chipotle? And kind of get a little circling around whatever that main verb is, in this case, eating, because in Spanish 1, I'm trying to expose them to more vocabulary. But I'm not really going to do more than that. I'm really just going to give them simple, short follow-up questions. You went to church on Saturday or Sunday or Friday. Did anyone else go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday? And those kind of follow-up questions. With my level 3s, we're going to get a little more in depth. So if I say, where did you go? I went to the restaurant. What restaurant did you go to? Chipotle. Where is it? And I'm going to have them tell me where it is. What did you eat at Chipotle? What is your favorite thing to eat at Chipotle? Somebody tell me if that's a good thing or a bad thing to eat at Chipotle and why. What would you prefer to eat at Chipotle instead of this person's order? And we're going to really kind of level up the conversation a little bit. With weekend chat, one of my favorite things to do outside of taking it and digging deep and following up into it is not just doing it on Monday. Now I can take this same slide and turn it into the future tense. And now we have, where are you going to go this weekend? For things like a long weekend or a break coming up, a lot of times I want to talk about what's going to happen instead of what did happen the weekend before, because students are thinking about what's going to happen. You're going to the mountains, you're thinking about going to the mountains. You're thinking about skiing with your family. You're thinking about that hot chocolate you're going to have by the fire outside in the snow. We might as well talk about it and leverage it for Spanish class instead of you being distracted for 45 minutes. Now, with my level 3s especially, after a couple weeks of doing where did you go or where will you go, we're going to kind of add on to that, what did you do in this place? This is a great follow-up question because now we're really digging into that past tense specific vocabulary with the first and second person, and they're going to see a slide that goes along with restaurants, shopping, the mountains, whatever it is that is happening, so that students are able to shift and manipulate that as they go in. With my level 1s, a lot of those things we're not going to hit until second semester or maybe even a little bit later, because I don't want to overwhelm students with words that they don't know just to engage in a routine. This is a routine that I do weekly. I do have my students fill out a paper to hold them accountable for where they did or what they did, where they went, etc., and other people in the classroom. I do have them turn it in. As the year progresses, it gets less and less scaffolded to where eventually they're just writing out their answer and they're not getting much help. But it's a way to learn about their lives, keep them engaged, and have them share what they were probably already talking about with their friends. I look forward to hearing how this routine works in your classroom, and I will see you next time.